What is up, beautiful people of the internet? Welcome back to another fantastic episode of The Latest with Kane, aka Daft Light Drummer. And we're having fun with this little series show. Like I said from the jump, and I've said in the previous first two episodes, is that I wanted to set out on a mission to become your music guide with this series. I don't want to necessarily review music. There's people doing that because I could tell you what I think about a album, but you could think that it's trash, even though I may like it, right? So I'm not gonna necessarily review it, or anything like that, or whatever. I am purely going to inform you about the latest, newest music that has dropped each week. And that's what we did in the first two, and that's what we're going to do this episode right now. Let's get into it. All the music that dropped this week, and there was quite a bit. And there's a theme here. There's a trend that we're seeing with a lot of albums. They will get put out, and then a lot of times either they go back and in post-production, either they want to edit and post, and then also they might want to add some songs. And what this ends up becoming is a special edition of that album, or a deluxe edition or deluxe version of that album. And I think we're seeing that as a theme here because there were two big albums that came out as deluxe albums that were already out. Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez's collab album, they put out a deluxe version of that. And then Nav. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nav. He is a hip hop artist, rapper producer, Nav. Look him up. But he released On My Way to Rexdale, a deluxe version of that as well. So two big artists, the collab album from Benny and Selena Gomez and the Nav album, both coming out with deluxe albums. And another version of those albums came out this week. Now, we'll get back into the hip-hop pop genre, but I want to go to country for a second. Country had some big releases this week. Eric Church, been around for a long time, but singer-songwriter Eric Church released a 8-song album. That's right, there's 8 songs on that bad boy. Moving on to a very newcomer. Some may not call this dude country. I'm saying he's pop country crossover. Depends on how you look at it. But the singer-songwriter known as Hardy, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Hardy is a newcomer in the country genre. Newcomer. Anyway, he released a 5-song EP. Yes, so we'll put him in the country category. That's up for debate, of course, always is. But Hardy and Eric Church in the country realm put out music there. Again, that Hardy EP only has 5 songs on it, so very short, maybe leading up to a bigger album here in the future, coming out soon, so we'll see there. Now, back to rap slash pop. Big heavy hitters, anticipated albums in the world of rap. Let's talk specifically rap hip hop. But in old school guy, we'll go old school first. Benny the Butcher, been around for a little bit. He put out his album, and I hope I'm saying this right, but Excelsior, I believe is how it's called. There's 7 songs on it, and it's got an old school feel to it. There's some features like Styles P's on it, and whatnot. But Benny the Butcher released that album with 7 songs on it. Now, moving on to a newcomer that's a new rapper slash hip hop artist that's quote unquote right now hot in the game, as they call it, the rap game. But he goes by Key Glock. Don't know if you guys are familiar. And that's part of, I said it before, I want to put you guys on game. And so to literally, quite literally in this sense, where I want to inform you about new, if you never heard of it, hey, look him up after this. But anyway, Key Glock. He released his highly anticipated album called Glockavelli. I kind of like it. But anyway, it's got 16 tracks or so on it. So a pretty big body of work there from Key Glock. That's in the rap hip hop sphere. Now let's go pop now. Shifting a little bit. Um, but Bryce Vine, not as popular as some of these artists like, like Billie Eilish or like Shawn Mendes or Ed Sheeran, but Bryce Vine, kind of pop, sort of maybe a little indie alternative, um, a bit. But he just released an album, kind of under the radar, I feel like, called Motel California. It's got 12 tracks on it. I don't know if you guys remember Bryce Vine. Drew Barrymore and what was it? The La La Land, I think, was another big one from his early days. But he released a 12-track album, so a pretty decent body of work there from Bryce Vine. Now to kind of close, I brought up indie a little bit right there, indie alternative. Let's get into that. Indie alternative slash a little bit of rap. And this is really in the nooks and crannies now. These are the deep cuts, people, so you want to pay attention to these. But a 9-song album was just released from Car Seat Headrest. Now, this group's been around for quite a while, but they're called Car Seat Headrest, and they released a 9-track album this week. And then the last body of work that I want to talk about from two artists slash groups in the alternative indie slash rap sphere. I know it's a mesh there, but artist group Flume. Don't know if you're familiar, but Flume. And then there is a group called JPEG Mafia. So JPEG like a file on your computer, JPEG Mafia, as in like the mob. But they released a combined album. Flume and JPEG Mafia put out a collab album. Actually, I think it's an EP. There's not many songs on it, but it's Flume, Flume, and JPEG Mafia. Them, and yeah, that rounds it out. That rounds it out in that whole indie alternative rap space. And that's your new releases. Wow, quite a bit there. And I don't even think I probably got to all. But I wanted to give you my picks and a lot of the big releases that I saw this week. So I hope this was informative, internet and friends and people that will view this. And hopefully, discover some new music through this. You know what I'm saying? So this has been episode 3, the latest. Thank you guys for tuning in. And stay tuned next week for more great music that I will bring to you. I'm Kane Jones, aka Deathlight Drummer. Thrive and prosper as always, and stay blessed.